A couple of weeks ago, we had our first look at the Realme 2 Pro. It blew us away with its exceptional value for what it has under the hood. This thing has up to 8GB of RAM and 128GB of UFS storage, and is powered by a very capable Snapdragon 660 AIE chipset for under 1000 ringgit. That's shockingly affordable, and it doesn't look gaudy like some other mid-range phones we have seen. So here are my thoughts after using it in the real world for a couple of days. Although this phone doesn't have any sort of gradient paint job that we have gotten a little used to on recent mid-range devices, I like the black sea color of my review unit because it looks discreet, yet it comes with a stylish wavy pattern on the back when exposed to light. It is a minimalist design made with the young audiences in mind. Aesthetically, the Realme 2 Pro feels very similar to the Oppo F9 that I reviewed back then. It is lightweight and has a good weight distribution. I also prefer the matte paint job on the frame as opposed to the glossy coating on the latter. In other hardware similarities to the F9, there is a micro USB port, a headphone jack, a 3-slot SIM tray, and a rear fingerprint reader. The Realme 2 Pro's 6.3-inch display is an excellent IPS panel with great colors and viewing angles. Screen brightness is decent at outdoors, and thanks to the 90.8% screen-to-body ratio, I have no issues reaching the entire screen estate single-handedly. Not to forget to mention the great touch response it has for gestures and typing. Unlike many other mid-range devices, the dual drop or water drop notch is less obtrusive so that content don't get cropped easily. Realme ships the phone with Oppo's ColorOS 5.2 software based on Android 8.1. Like I mentioned in my previous review, I'm not a fan of the home screen and I usually replace it with a third-party launcher. There are some features of ColorOS that I really like, such as being able to set up multiple messenger accounts with the clone apps feature, holding onto the power button for 0.5 seconds to call Google Assistant, and a smart sidebar that gives you quick access to apps and tools from anywhere in the interface. What the Realme 2 Pro truly differentiates from the Oppo F9 is performance. I detect no signs of it slowing down throughout the review period, and the amount of RAM that it has means you can keep a lot of apps in the memory without reloading as you switch to other apps. The faster storage chip also helps accelerate app launches. As for gaming, the Realme 2 Pro is able to offer playable frame rates with medium graphics setting. Thermals aren't too bad and the device remains cool even after gaming for extended periods. The Realme 2 Pro's camera performance is surprisingly decent. The dual camera system comes with a 16MP f1.7 main sensor supported by a secondary 2MP depth sensor. It's not crazy good, but for mid-range standards, I'm particularly impressed with its low light performance as most mid-range phone cameras tend to have a lot of noise even with a decent aperture size. When used in good lighting, there are soft focus spots, but it manages contrast and details fairly well. Although the front camera doesn't take selfies at a super high 25MP resolution, I would say that the 60MP resolution is already sufficient for good looking selfies. I prefer to have its AI Beautify feature turned off for better looking selfies. I have no issues with the phone's battery life. A full charge easily gets me through the next working day with some moderate use. However, Quick Charge 3.0 isn't supported, and it will take a while to fully charge the device. If you happen to use 2 SIM cards, you will be happy to know that the phone supports dual 4G standby and voice over LTE. There's no support for LTE Advanced, but fortunately 4G connectivity is reliable, while I encounter no GPS signal issues when using it to navigate in town. The Realme 2 Pro raises the bar in the mid-range category with a great price-to-performance ratio that is hard to beat. It is obvious that the company wants to target the budget-conscious and young users with the features it has to offer. You can't go wrong with it, and it is definitely a must-buy if you are looking for a new device. Interested in getting yourself the Realme 2 Pro? Visit the link down below on December 12 midnight on Realme's official store at Shopee, where it will be sold at a very special price from 799 ringgit to 999 ringgit depending on the RAM and storage configuration, and enjoy savings up to 150 ringgit off its original price tag. The phone is also available at 500 authorized dealers nationwide at its regular retail prices. What do you think of the Realme 2 Pro? Have you already owned one? Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more reviews coming right up, and if you like this review, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.